Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Actually, I'm shooting a video almost after a year today, and it's like I wanted to shoot this video for a long time, but the things like life happened, and it was quite hectic. I have a lot of updates to give. As to where I am, where we have moved as a family, and why we have moved. So, like you would know from the title of the video, that we are no longer in Dubai. We have moved to India, back to Bangalore. Uh, so we. Uh, so it's the first time for us to be in Bangalore. We never had been to Bangalore before. We are basically from Delhi, but we had made this difficult decision to leave Dubai after almost 5 years, and we have now moved to Bangalore. So, just this video is about, I wanted to make this video to discuss about like the points why we considered moving away from Dubai, and why we have settled here in Bangalore. Um, so I don't want to stretch this video long, so let's go jump to the points. So the first thing I want to make it clear is that we both, me and my husband, we both had very stable jobs, and we loved our jobs. And I was also working for the job for almost 4 years, the same one, and even my husband was working for a long time in the same particular job, and we did not feel that there was some job insecurity or anything, but we really liked our work, but we both were looking for some challenging jobs, and we were looking for something like to grow in our professionally in our career, because we were in the same job for almost 4 years, but we were looking for some new opportunities in Dubai only. So the year like 2020, since start of 2020, we were looking for jobs, and first we were not getting any interview calls, and then when we started getting the interview calls, almost like the end of the year, they were all like almost giving the same pay and very minimum hike, with good, like we were getting good exposure, but the hike was not that much that we would switch the jobs. Yeah, so basically the hikes that we were getting were not as per our expectations. So we did not actually switch our jobs in 2020. So after that, in 2021, we were still looking for better opportunities and challenging roles. And also our son, he was about to turn 3 that year, and we knew that he has to start school. So this is basically the point number two of why we decided to move. So he was about to turn 3 in 2021, and he was about to start. He had to at least go to kindergarten and get be in like a social environment. So that expense, like the schooling expense, of course, in Dubai, schooling is not free. It is very expensive. That was an added expense that we knew that that year we would have to get him to a school. Uh, so that expense was going to add to our budget that we were for that year. That is an added expense that we would get, and we were not getting so much hike in our current jobs, that we would be very comfortable financially in that situation as well. But just to make clear, it is not like we would not have been able to afford it, but our savings would have been reduced significantly if once he had started school, because since he's just 3 years old, so he would only be in school for about 3 hours or 4 hours, but the rest of the day we would still be needing to hire a full-time nanny for him to look after for her to look after the school hours. So so the nanny cost is, it is about 3,500 minimum dirhams, like per month, plus the like whatever is the school charges. So that expense, like total overall, I would say it was coming at around like minimum 6,000 or 7,000 dirhams per month, just to look after our son. So that is a big expense, and if you compare that with India, the nannies here in India are much cheaper, and the schools are cheaper as well. So we knew that our expense is going to rise significantly in that year. So that was point number two, that why we had decided to move from Dubai. So and then in just like it was going on like that, and suddenly like somehow my husband got a very good opportunity. Like we were not applying in any jobs in India, but somehow his CV was there and they contacted him for a very very good opportunity in Bangalore. Like, and he was looking for some like a managerial role at that point, and like this kind of similar project will not be would had not have been possible in Dubai, because it is a huge plant, and they are manufacturing in a very big level. So that kind of manufacturing units also are not present in Dubai. So we were thinking about this opportunity, and he was really keen on taking this up, because it was a big leap on in his career it would have been. So we were making this decision, like we were thinking, should we take up this opportunity or not. And so the third point why we decided to move was that like since but our jobs were quite stable, we were very comfortable in our roles, but we had seen like many people, very close friends, in our companies and in our previous companies, that in Dubai, that is how the work culture is, that suddenly one day you're coming to office and they will say that, okay, today is your like today is your last day, or yeah, you have to leave in 2 weeks, or like without any warning, without any like a performance issue. They would just say that yeah, you have to leave because of a restructure, or we have to cut the budget, or this role is no longer required, but they will not give you any heads up for that. So it's like a sudden firing would happen, and we have seen it a lot in Dubai happening, and we have never faced that ever in India. We have never seen that kind of situation in India, but it is very common in Dubai, that and people also don't mind. They know that it is like that's how the culture is, and it is quite common there. So like I have seen people who are working for the same organization for like 10-15 years, and suddenly when they come to office the next day, they are told to pack up their bags and leave, and they don't, and like they have kids going to school, and they have like they have bought homes in Dubai, and so the job basically is what makes you legal in that country. Like you'd have your Emirates ID because you have the job. So once you don't have the job, you only have a month to get search for a new job, and and otherwise you have to leave the country. So you have to basically leave your home, you have to get the kids out of their schools, like leave their friends, etc. If they have been for a long time in that school, it will like break their heart. And I have personally known many people who have faced this kind of situation. They had to leave the country in a month. So and after being in that country for years, so I was really terrified that this situation may not happen like in 2-3 years, but it might happen in maybe 10 years, when we are very settled, we feel very settled in Dubai, and this suddenly might happen to us, and we will be clueless, like why is it happening, and we would be we would not know what to do next day, because in Dubai it is quite tough to get a job, and to get a job in 1 month is really not possible, I would say, unless you have very good contacts or something. But it is definitely not easy to get a job in 1 month in Dubai. So this was always in our back of our mind. Because we have known personally people who have been in these situations. So we knew that for sure, for long term, we don't want to stay in Dubai. We want to move to a country where we either get a PR, or we are safe, like that we don't have to leave the country if we lose the job. So that was at that time we only had an opportunity in India. So that is why So these 3 points were the main things, and also the job offer that he got suddenly, my husband. So these 4 points basically, for like, we made the hard decision to leave Dubai, and that is why we have actually moved to Bangalore. So it has always already been in more than a year we have actually moved here, and we are quite happy, I would say. But is this long term or not, is we don't yet know. I would maybe discuss in our next videos, in my next videos, like what are our plans and where do we want to actually move to, if we and there are some things already in motion which are going on, and I would discuss in my future videos. But for now, I just wanted to give a live update that we have actually moved to Bangalore, and we have said goodbye to Dubai. So I will also change the channel's name because we are not basically in Dubai anymore. We do miss Dubai dearly. It was 5 years that we spent. We learned a lot. We had so much exposure, and I would recommend everybody to actually go and to go to Dubai if they ever have a chance, because you get so many, you see so many cultures, you get to know so many people, and the work culture there is quite different. You have to work very independently, and you gain a lot of experience. So it's definitely something everybody should take up the opportunity if they do get it. But if it is a long term situation or not, that is up to you. That's the personal choice, I would say. Like, if you want to move there like for a long term, or you want to make it like 5 years or 2 years kind of stint. So that's it about our move. We will discuss more in the future videos. Thank you for watching. Bye.